welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to tonight's Everton 24/7 daily report. No rest for anybody this weekend with our squad arriving in Kenya this morning, and the rumours are certainly not letting up. Our top story tonight has certainly raised a few eyebrows, and that story comes from the Daily Mail's Joe Bernstein, who says that Diego Costa could be set for a move to Everton this summer, as Moshiri has reportedly ordered the club to make a statement signing ahead of this new season. As I said, it has raised a few eyebrows, and if our Twitter poll is anything to go by, 67% of you like the idea of Costa in an Everton shirt next season. However, I find myself on the other side of the fence, and there's a number of reasons for that. While it's understandable we need a new striker, I do believe we need to be a bit more strategic about the type of striker we sign. Bearing in mind the fact that Costa's now 30 and would have next to no sell-on value, we have to take into account the whole issue of his disciplinary record. And it was bad enough during his spell at Chelsea, but it's gotten even worse at Atletico, it seems, because he's verbally abused the referee last season and got an 8-game ban for it. Putting aside the fact that it's Diego Costa we're talking about, I strongly disagree with any idea of Moshiri muscling in on the transfer policy and dictating to Brands and Silva about what sort of players we should be recruiting. I think, to be quite honest, I'm not sure how much truth there is in this rumour. It may well be a load of codswallop, but I think we should be leaving Marcel Brands to do his job as we know he can. Costa would add obvious quality to our attack and is a better goal scorer than anything we've got, but I don't think Costa would be his choice of signing, and for me personally, it wouldn't be either. If anything, I'd say it'd be a very sort of Steve Walsh kind of signing, and I'd recommend we steer clear. So Costa, as he always seems to have been, continues to be a conflicting character, full of pros and cons, and we'd love to hear your opinions on him. So be sure to drop us a comment and let us know whether you think he would be the right fit for Everton. Moving on to some other rumours now, and Davide Biraschi of Genoa is a new name on this show, and he's been linked by our Italian friends Calcio Mercato, who have thrown us into the race for his signing along with Atalanta, Lazio and Newcastle. Biraschi is a centre-back. He's just turned 25 a few days ago, and last season he played in a pretty poor Genoa team who barely stayed up in Serie A. And I'm not sure if it looks as though he would be considered as an alternative to Kurt Zouma. I don't think he's got the quality needed to replace Zouma, who, as I've mentioned, is training with Chelsea at the moment and is set to get some game time in their pre-season, along with some other returning loan players. And on that topic of returning loanees, many of the young lads who be loaned out last season will be looking to prove themselves to Marco Silva in our first pre-season game, which is tomorrow against the Kariobangi Sharks. Our squad, albeit quite a depleted squad, have arrived in their team hotel. They had arrived in Kenya this morning and will be no doubt preparing for that game tomorrow. Those returning loanees I mentioned will be joining players from last season's double-winning under-23 squad in trying to play their way into Marco Silva's plans for next season while out in Africa. Staying with the topic of Everton youngsters, and staying with the topic of Africans, 18-year-old Nigerian striker Korede Adedoyin becomes the 5th youngster in the last week to sign a new contract with the Blues. He also appeared today to shoot down rumours by all Nigeria Soccer that he could leave Everton within just hours of his new contract, it seems, to move to the likes of Hearts, Dundee United or Apollon Limassol. It looks as though that is not the case and he'll be staying on Everton's books for the new season. And it looks promising for him because he's impressed at under-18 level. His goal-scoring tally has improved in the 3 years he's played at that level, year on year. And it looks like he could possibly progress into the under-23s, following in the footsteps of the likes of these other new players under contract, Kieran Phillips, Joe Anderson. So best of luck to the young striker and hopefully making that same step up. Finally, an international roundup, and of course Richarlison had his mumps scare in the last week or so, and he remains a doubt for tomorrow's Copa America final in Rio. But we are still guaranteed to have one squad member competing for an international title beyond tomorrow, and that is Idrissa Gana Gueye. His Senegal team beat Uganda 1-0 last night to progress to the quarterfinals of the African Cup of Nations. They will face Benin on Wednesday, and they remain one of the favourites to win that tournament. So hopefully he can help his Senegal team to success. So best of luck to Ghana there. Well, that is everything for you today. Be sure to let us know your opinions on any of the topics we've covered, particularly that one Diego Costa conundrum, which has got everyone talking. But until tomorrow, thank you again for watching on the Toffee Blues.